It's scenes like these the Brooke is hoping to prevent. Tired donkeys suffering under the burden of overweight tourists. Tired horses pulling heavy carriages in difficult and often dangerous conditions. This is the ancient lost city of Petra in Jordan. It's one of the wonders of the world, but many of the tourist donkeys and horses here live in great hardship. The Brooke took a film crew to Petra to witness their plight. The temples draw hundreds of thousands of visitors every year, and donkeys and horses are used to taxi tourists all around the difficult terrain. Their hardest job is carrying people up the steep and narrow path to the main temple at the top of the mountain overlooking Petra. But their fate is mostly ignored and overlooked by the people paying to use them. These animals can be overworked, underwatered, underfed. They end up exhausted, having to work long and hard days, with some tourists insisting the owners drive faster and faster. The owners depend on tourism for their living, but when tourists barter down the prices, owners don't earn enough money for feed or good quality saddles. The Brooke has just published its new worldwide code of conduct for tourists, aimed at ending the suffering and hardship caused to donkeys and horses working in the tourist industry. And with the code come these pictures, graphic examples of bad practice, like 2 adults on 1 donkey, and overweight people taking rides. The Brooke wants to show the world exactly why it's recommending that tourists approach the hire of donkeys and horses with far more care and thought. Large people should select bigger and stronger animals or not take a ride at all. Only one person should ride an animal at a time. Only select an animal in good condition. Refuse to take an animal in bad condition and politely tell the owner why. And always pay a fair price. The Brooke's film crew also travelled to Egypt to witness conditions at the tourist hotspots of Luxor and Edfu on the Nile. A carriage ride is one of the most popular ways of travelling around the temples of the pharaohs. Tourists travel in convoy around the main sites in Luxor, and on arrival for short stop-offs at Edfu, they pour off the cruise ships to take pre-booked rides to see Egypt's best-preserved temple. But many of these carriage horses are in poor condition. A big problem is crude and badly fitting harnesses. Brooke vets at Brooke clinics in Luxor and Edfu face a constant battle in treating festering sores where the hide has been rubbed away. The Brooke's code of conduct is aiming to prevent all this suffering. It's confident that tourists around the world will adopt the recommendations, and tourists can help spread the Brooke's mission statement wherever they travel in the world. Healthy working animals for the world's poorest communities.